somewhere in the warm waters of the Indian Ocean lies an island where history, culture, and tropical beauty come together. Welcome to Zanzibar. For centuries, traders from Africa, Arabia, India, and Europe arrived on these shores, leaving behind a culture unlike anywhere else on Earth. My journey begins at Abeid Amani Karume International Airport, the gateway to one of Africa's most fascinating islands. The warm ocean breeze and the scent of tropical air immediately told me this adventure would be unlike any other. My first destination was the legendary Stone Town, the historic heart of Zanzibar. Every kilometer revealed another glimpse of island life, where the rhythm feels slower and every view invites you to pause. Then Stone Town appeared ahead of me, a maze of weathered rooftops, minarets, narrow streets, and centuries of history beside the Indian Ocean. Stepping inside the old town felt like entering another world. Cars disappeared, the streets narrowed, and suddenly everything had to be explored on foot. But what immediately caught my attention were the doors. Massive works of art carved with patterns that reveal Zanzibar's multicultural past. Around every corner, everyday life continued. A tiny cafe, neighbors talking across doorways, and shopkeepers welcoming people into stores barely wider than the alley itself. The beauty wasn't only in the famous landmarks. It was hidden in faded walls, old balconies, quiet courtyards, and small details shaped by generations. Then the quiet alleys gave way to Darajani Market, where Zanzibar suddenly became louder, brighter, and filled with the aromas of fruit, seafood, and spices. Zanzibar has been known as the Spice Island for generations. And here...
These cloves are the gold of Zanzibar. They were introduced many centuries ago. Wow.
Stalls overflowed with mangoes, bananas, coconuts, and pineapples. Simple reminders of just how fertile and tropical this island really is. Outside the market, Stone Town moved at its own rhythm. Bicycles, scooters, conversations, and small businesses all sharing the same narrow streets. Eventually, the narrow streets opened onto the waterfront, where the Indian Ocean returned to view and the pace of the city seemed to slow again. As daylight began to fade, Fordani Gardens transformed. Food stalls appeared, charcoal fires were lit, and the waterfront slowly came alive. Fresh fish, prawns.
Karibu sana kwenye Forodhani.
Then I tried something I'd been curious about from the beginning. Zanzibar pizza, a local street food favorite prepared right in front of you. Sitting beside the ocean with fresh local food in front of me, I realized that some of the best travel memories are often the simplest ones. And then came the moment I'd been waiting for. A traditional dhow sailing silently across the Indian Ocean as the sky turned gold. These boats have crossed these waters for generations, connecting Zanzibar with distant shores and carrying a maritime tradition that still survives today. Watching the coastline disappear behind the warm evening light, Zanzibar suddenly felt far removed from the noise and speed of everyday life. The next morning, I headed north toward Nungwi, where Zanzibar trades its historic stone streets for white sand and brilliant turquoise water. And then I saw Nungwi. Brilliant turquoise water met powder white sand, creating exactly the kind of tropical paradise Zanzibar is famous for. I left my shoes behind and walked along the shoreline, with warm water at my feet and what seemed like an endless beach ahead. But Nungwi isn't only a beach destination. Fishing remains part of daily life here, connecting today's community with generations of maritime tradition.
Push together, my brothers! Keep moving, she's floating!
Watching the boats head toward open water reminded me that the ocean here isn't simply scenery. For many families, it is part of everyday life. Above the water, Zanzibar was beautiful, but beneath the surface, an entirely different world was waiting to be discovered. Moving quietly through the clear water, near these graceful animals became one of the most memorable moments of my Zanzibar journey. Back on land,
Welcome to our spice farm. This tree
I wanted
produces
to
the finest
understand why
cloves.
Zanzibar
It
earned
smells
another
incredible.
famous name.
Yes,
the
it is
Spice
pure vanilla.
Island. Cloves, cinnamon, vanilla, and pepper grow all around the island, spices that once made Zanzibar an important center of Indian Ocean trade. As my final evening arrived, I returned to the ocean and watched Zanzibar give me one last unforgettable sunset. I came expecting beaches and blue water. I was leaving with memories of history, food, culture, nature, and people that gave this island its character. 48 hours had passed far too quickly. As I prepared to leave, I already knew Zanzibar was somewhere I would want to experience again. Thank you for exploring Zanzibar with me. Subscribe to Borderless Journey and join me as we discover where the next journey will take us.